So just want to share with you four topics that usually come up during prototyping. The first one is, how do I pick the best idea for prototyping? Imagine that you have a wall full of post-its. You've gone for quantity. Now you want to pick the best idea to move forward. The three criteria that I found very useful are, first one, will this idea make your user's eye shine? In other words, whether or not it's going to evoke a sense of delight in your user. The second one is this idea disruptive? And the third one is whether you're going to pull an all-nighter to make this idea happen personally. In other words, are you passionate about this idea? So if your idea check all three of these boxes, it's a great idea for to be prototyped, and you can move forward with it. The second topic that usually comes up is that, what if I have a big idea in size and scale, and this idea is so big that it's hard to prototype it? Where do I start with? I think one thing that we need to pay attention to is that a prototype is not necessarily a smaller version of our original idea. It's usually an experiment that we run to test certain hypotheses, to answer certain questions, or to satisfy certain curiosities that we have about an original idea. So in an ideal world, you will have multiple prototypes, each tackling a certain aspect of your larger idea, or your original idea. The third topic that usually comes up is how to prototype a service or experience or a culture. And for that, one of the tricks that I found really useful is actually writing a script or writing a play, and then having a group of colleagues in a room, assigning roles to them and assigning their own scripts to them. Some people might play the role of an object. Some people might play the role of those who are providing a service. And then you will have a representative of the end user in the room. You will explain to them that we're not crazy. You'll explain them what the situation is, and then the representative will go through the whole process of this service unfolding for them. And there are people from your team that are basically engaging in this theater of making the service happen. And then you can take notes and you see how your prototype is working. And eventually, the fourth topic that usually comes up is that prototyping very often puts you in a very awkward position, because you take this half-baked, unfinished artifact, you take it to the end user, and you're asking them for feedback. And sometimes we're dealing with really hardcore clients that are not expecting to see a half-baked idea, and they want to see the finished product. So the way that we usually open up those meetings with those clients is that we take three prototypes to the meeting, and we'll tell them, okay, today we're offering three ideas. We've come to the table with three ideas, and we're sure that none of them will work. And this will immediately de-stress the situation and take the edge off. And we're basically inviting them not to necessarily criticize the idea, but engage in telling us what is it that will interest them in the idea, and what is the angle that they find interesting and is worth pursuing for them. And we would usually follow up the first statement with something like, at the same time, each of these ideas or each of these prototypes are offering something that is worth exploring, and are answering a set of curiosities that we have. And by the virtue of combining all of these different aspects of these 3 or 4 different prototypes, we'll create a hybrid option that will hopefully resolve the original problem. So these are the 4 topics that usually come up during prototyping. If there are other things that are kind of holding you back, or you think that are really important when you want to move forward with prototyping, just let me know. Tag me on our Novo Ed platform, and I'll make a short video for it.